Every year, hundreds of thousands of Canada geese travel thousands of miles each way between their summer homes in Canada and their winter homes in the southern US and Mexico. And they do this despite never having made the journey before. How do they know how to get there? Well, like many animals that undertake huge journeys, geese are incredible navigators, using a variety of techniques to find their way across the country. So let's take a look at some of the ways that geese navigate and why they're some of nature's best navigators. One of the most impressive things about geese is that even if they're born in the middle of the migratory flyway, they still know where to go. If a young goose is born in central Canada and has never seen either pole, it will still head north as a juvenile in order to breed. So young geese must be born with some kind of innate knowledge of where they need to go. But given that the Earth is round, how could such knowledge even evolve? Well, scientists think that something called the geomagnetic field plays a role. The magnetic field surrounds the Earth and is generated by the planet spinning, which causes electric currents to form in the Earth's core. Every point on the surface of the Earth has a unique magnetic signature based on the strength of the magnetic field and the angle at which it's oriented relative to the ground. Animals like geese can detect changes in these signatures and use them to figure out where they are. In fact, when researchers disrupt the geomagnetic field and shift a goose's sense of where it is, the goose will often become disoriented and won't know which direction to go. So it seems that geese have an internal compass that uses the geomagnetic field as a guide. But the geomagnetic field isn't the only thing that geese use to get their bearings. Like many other animals, geese also use the stars to navigate. In the northern hemisphere, most birds orient themselves with the North Star or Polaris. Seeing as the Earth is roughly 23 degrees off center relative to the sun, the stars appear to rotate around Polaris throughout the night, and they do so in a predictable way. This means that if you know where Polaris is and how it moves throughout the night, you can figure out in what direction you need to fly in order to get where you want to go. So long as the sky is clear, geese can use the stars to navigate just like we can use Google Maps. Of course, there are times when the sky is not clear and the stars aren't visible, such as during the day or when there are clouds. But luckily for geese, there's another navigational tool available to them, the sun. As the sun moves across the sky, it casts its rays onto different parts of the land below. This means that at any given time, one side of a goose is always in the sun and one side is in the shade. Using this information, a goose can figure out which direction to fly in order to follow the sun and thus know which direction is roughly east or west. There's a caveat though. Because of the Earth's tilt, the sun rises and sets at different angles throughout the year. And this angle affects the degree to which the sun is elevated when it's directly in front or behind a goose. So as the months pass and the sun's position changes, geese need to make subtle adjustments to their navigational techniques in order to keep flying in the right direction. Luckily, geese are up to the task. They can compensate for these changes and continue on their migratory journey. In fact, geese are so good at navigating, they can even compensate if part of their brain is removed. Researchers once ablated, meaning they removed part of the brain of a goose that was roughly the size of a walnut. And although this procedure disoriented many of the birds, some geese were still able to successfully complete migratory flights spanning up to 600 kilometers after the surgery. This navigational prowess is especially impressive, considering that if humans had our brains lobotomized in a similar way, we wouldn't even be able to get out of bed. So there you have it. 3 amazing ways that geese navigate, and some of the reasons why they are some of nature's best navigators. Did you have a favorite animal that you think is an amazing navigator? Let me know down in the comments below. And if you like this video, be sure to check out my other videos about amazing animals. Thanks for watching. See ya.